Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's update. Today is May 16th, it's Sunday, and half the month of May is already over. Can you believe it? Time is just flying by. And so far for the month of May, things aren't looking too shabby. Actually, we're feeling a little bit encouraged because we're actually ahead of where we were last year at the end of business on May 15th, 2010 versus May 15th, 2009. So that's always a good sign that things might be ramping up. Talking to the different store managers, a lot of them are saying that walk-in traffic seems to be picking up a little bit, a few more customers coming in. But they're saying probably the biggest difference is that the customers that are coming in today are much more eager to buy. They're not taking so long to decide. They're pulling the trigger quick. So that really plays into our favor because of all the stock that we have. Obviously the stock carpet with so many back orders, the stock vinyl. As you all know, Butler Johnson distributors don't have a whole lot of stuff. The stock laminates that we can deliver basically overnight on so many products. So use that to our advantage. Okay? Hey, let's take a real quick look at how certain individuals in the stores are doing halfway through the month. Okay? And again, this is at the close of business on Saturday the 15th, officially halfway through the month. As far as the top riders, we have Margot and Rancho Cordova. That's over $50,000 in sales already. And Angela and Santa Clara, over $43,000 in sales. As far as the top margin people, we have two people that are both over the 50% margin mark, and that's Chet in Elk Grove and Christina in Rancho Cordova. So way to go, guys. Keep up the good work. As far as the first place store at this time, it's Rancho Cordova is leading Almaden actually by a little bit. And top margin store, believe it or not, it's Santa Clara, who sells a lot of installers and stuff like that. So way to go, Santa Clara. And they're followed closely by Cupertino. So way to go, those stores. Keep up the good work there. Now, as you know, last week I didn't have a video because we were getting ready for the store managers meeting. And I kind of wanted to fill you in on what we discussed about and things like that. So, as you know, got together in Elk Grove with the 7 store managers, Donald and myself. We started the meeting approximately 10 o'clock, a couple minutes before, and we were there till about 4 o'clock. We didn't even really break for lunch. We brought lunch in and did kind of a working lunch and talked through. So we had a good good 6 hours or so of straight conversation and going over a ton of different subjects. I want to thank everyone who responded to my email and my question of giving us ideas, things that would help make your job easier or ways of improving business and things like that. And it's always great to get your input because you guys are the troops on the front lines. A lot of you have talking with customers every day and you're hearing different things. You yourself are consumers and you know what's kind of pushing your buttons and looking at sale ads and things like that that are getting you to buy. So again, thanks for the input. You know, the more minds, more input, more ideas can only make us better. So don't wait for me to ask you. Feel free to throw me an email or whatever anytime. Talk to your store managers. They can always pass on the email if you want, or your ideas. Again, working together is going to make S&G the best that it can possibly be. Okay? With regards to all the ideas that we receive. Now, you have to understand that we've been in business for over 60 years and we've tried a lot of different promotions, different ideas along the years, and some have been successful, some haven't. Okay, so we're going on past history a little bit on the ideas we make, and then also with new things that are going on and studying the trends, looking at products, actual margins and what we sell things for and all that kind of stuff. We do have some restraints with advertising budgets and things like that. So with all that being said, some of the ideas we're able to implement now, right away. Some implements we kind of have to put on hold until maybe the economy picks up or our advertising budget or things like that, so we can implement it and make it successful. And then some ideas actually were things that we had tried in the past and did not have very good success on. So let me give you an example of one of the ideas that came up. It was kind of like almost like an open house type of feel, where come meet our salespeople, our estimators, our installers, and even maybe some of our sales reps. Okay, kind of like an open house. We'd send out a mailer to everyone in the area, have some special discounts and things like that to get them to give us deposits on that night and things like that. Kind of a private sale, if you will. And actually we've done a couple of those in the past years, but we'd love to do it again. But the thing that's kind of holding us back from doing it right now would be the advertising budget, because it's extremely expensive to get into people's homes, which obviously you'd have to do to get a favorable response. And then B, it's at the right now with the way the economy is, that we probably wouldn't want to spend the little bit of money we have trying to go for that, kind of cramming all our sales into one set time. It's a great idea, and we'll probably do it, maybe it might be a year from now or a year and a half, but it's something that we'll review. We like the idea, we like the concept, but right now we just can't quite implement it. So that's kind of an example of one that was a good idea, but will come down the back burner. So with that being said, let me go into kind of what we did talk about and discuss and things like that. First off, we talked about closure rates, and you'll be amazed that between all the 7 stores, we don't count Turlock because they are kind of their own separate identity, being a clearance center. But of the 7 main stores, the closure rates are all very similar. In fact, closure rates on carpet, I think, was 2% difference between the high and low. They're almost identical. Very similar on the laminate, hardwood. Vinyl was our best closure rate of all the product that we sell. When we do an estimate on vinyl, man, it's almost like a slam dunk. We get the vast majority of those. So don't know exactly why. Maybe some other stores don't carry vinyl or don't carry the selection we do, but man, anytime we can get in the customer's home to do vinyl or do a vinyl measure or vinyl proposal or estimate, you can almost be assured you're going to get the sale. So that was just really awesome to see. But it was really strange, and we were all kind of amazed as everyone wrote down their closure rates that they're all so similar. So what else? We talked about margins. As far as margins being up, down, they're kind of all over the board depending on the product type or product category and which store. There was one thing that was really interesting though. Some stores do not sell freight at all. Okay, and some stores do a really good job of selling freight. So I'd like to remind everyone that freight is part of the deal. We pay freight to the vendors, and hopefully we're charging the customers freight. In a case where you have to give the freight away because you have to meet a certain price point and you want to negotiate it, put it on there and then waive it. Okay, let the customer know that you're working for them, that you were able to save them an extra $50 or $35 because we really want their business and things like that. But it's important that we talk about it, because then it sets more value when you do, if you do have to discount it. So a good job to those of you that are consistently charging freight. I know it can be done because there's people in the company that are doing it on a daily basis. Okay, we talked about product pricing, the ABC pricing, and how that's being effective, and that seems to be working really well. We talked about different promotions with free things, or this on sale, that on sale, and it was everyone's consensus that it's better to say that if you spend $5,000, you're going to save $1,000, or $10,000 saves you $2,000. It sounds like a whole lot more money than saying we're going to knock off 50 cents a foot. Okay, so we are going to stay with the same promotions that we've had, where it's kind of like a bulk, huge discount on a large sale, but we would like to change the names maybe. Instead of the Dream Deals and the Economic Stimulus Package, maybe refresh the names, but use that same kind of format going forward. Okay, so if you got any other names, we're open for that. We also talked about bringing in more products, or products that we might be missing, like the PTT products. Kind of the generic of the Smart Strand. We're going to look for those. So I'm running out of time here. So hey, this upcoming week you're going to look for a couple new products in the hardwood line. You'll be getting samples of the S&G hardwood. It's a click together, 8 SKUs. It's a wood laminate, or wood surface if you will, over a high density fiberboard, 3/8 of an inch thick. Clicks together, great for the do-it-yourselfer. It's a great price point, but it can only be floated and must go over pad. You're also going to be getting some new wood in the S&G Lantern line, some exotics. So hey, talk to you next week. Take care, everybody. Good sales to you.